Okay. George Hammerbacher back in the booth, slightly tardy today. Yesterday was a long day, and we're back at day two for the Diamond Billiards Winter Classic, the Virginia State 10-ball championships. Diamond Billiards is located on Midlothian Turnpike, US Route 60, and it's a great place to play, great place to eat, terrific atmosphere, and we have a couple matches going on. First thing, we start with 64 players plus on the men's side, and full field as well on the women's side. And we're down to 5 women, 16 men. And we have Mr. Shane Wolford versus the young gun Graham Swinson. And I'm George Hammerbacher, voice of the Action Pool Tour. And I welcome you to day two. On this one loss side, this is I think this is the one loss side. No, this is the undefeated side, excuse me. Oh, big match then. Winner of this match is guaranteed 5th, 6th. Nice play from Shane. Shane Wolford is halfway to the promised land in this match. He's ahead 4 games to nothing. And Graham Swinson is a young man from North Carolina. He's been coming to our events for a couple years now, and he's learned a lot. Very, very strong player, a young man. And we'll get you up with our sponsors here momentarily. Okay, well, Graham needs a run out here to start to exert himself in this match. 10 a.m. is an ungodly time to start playing pocket billiards. Usually, that's just about when I was finishing some nights into the mornings, watching the sun come up in pool rooms. That was a nice effort. Smooth, he didn't want to get tangled on the 10. These are diamond tables, 4.5-inch pockets, and if you don't hit them clean, they don't fall here on these diamonds. Nice stroke from Shane. That is real good stroke tempo. I'm a George Hammerbacher advanced level instructor, Professional Billiard Instructor Association out of Baltimore, Maryland, formerly the BCA instructors. I don't know about that shot in particular. I might have tried to have rolled up, unless he's going to play for the 8 in the side, and then I would stand corrected. This ball tends to want to dive towards the point. He hit it well to the outside of the pocket. Well, Shane Wolford takes advantage of the missed 4 ball from Graham Swinson, takes a 5-0 lead in this encounter. This is a double elimination. The game is 10-ball, a rotation sport where all balls have to be called. The 10-ball does not count on the break, and it's alternate break, push after the break. First shot immediately following the break shot. 3 consecutive fouls by the same player in the same game constitutes loss of game. And that this is a much different beast than 9-ball because balls don't go on the break nearly as readily. And the patterns are generally, there are usually lots of balls down the middle belt of the table, and traveling up and down and side to side is sometimes risky. But you see, even on the best equipment that they have here, this is as good equipment as you'll see in the whole U.S. at Diamond Billiards. The balls pit in the rack area, and the players have trouble getting a real solid rack. He's getting the rolls too. I like him drawing the ball with a lot of low right draw, and go between the 9 or 4, the 8 and 9, 8 and 10. He hit it rudely. He had a good layout. He had a reasonable chance. Why do they got to walk here? This is awkward. Miss Cue, a little east of St. Louis. He should call timeout. He should call timeout and get his head together. This young man, tournament experience will give you that when you're struggling, when you're flustering. I know. I've played in regional tournaments for 40 years, and there are times when you don't feel right at the table, and sometimes you need to go to the restroom, throw some water in your face, and have an attitude adjusted seminar with yourself.
Take a smoke break even if you don't smoke.
Well, see, his movements are real fast. Even, and I know he'll listen to this when this goes to the public domain. Safety is the call. That's a nice play from Graham. He's got the cue ball with lots of distance, and no good. Immaterial, the ball's in the canal. Other side. Well, he's discombobulated. He don't know what side the cue ball's even coming out on. It was a long day in here yesterday, I know that. Even for the young folks like him. I went back to my hotel room and got my clothes off, and that was I couldn't even remember my head hitting the pillow at about 2 a.m. Graham needs this game in the worst way. And he's straight in on the 8. He could go 2 rails, cheat the pocket a little bit. Oh. If I was in the bleachers, I was having a heart attack watching that one. I was sweating his action. But I talk funny. You know, I come from another time maybe. But that's how we all talk then. All of us that are got white or silver hair. Well, Graham has a little moistening of the beak in this game, and he's now trailing 5-1 on the break. He's got to get something going. Not impossible, but it's a huge match because it's real nice money, even 5th, 6th guaranteed, because they're in the final. He's in the final 8 on the winner's side, I believe, and he gets the final 4, which guarantees him 5th, 6th if he gets tapped the next 2 matches. Nice break shot, but he got might have got hornswoggled by the 10. Now he's got a piece of it. In the keyhole. This one's coming back to the same location. Or he's going to play the 1 safe. Also in the keyhole. No, I don't think so. Might have a little bit of yellow paint. It's hard to tell on the monitor. No, he fired it wide. This is fairly demanding run out for anybody from here, for Shane or anybody in the field. You know, Shane had to play good to get to win 3-4 matches yesterday. A lot of good players are on the grounds. 5 to the 6. That's the puzzle, cuz. Let's see, we shoot and stop there, and we drew it a little bit where he's got to reach from the left side, and maybe he can reach it. Yeah. Maybe the 6 passes the 7. From my seat, I can't tell, but it looks like it. My younger set of eyes to my left has a better look at it, and he's nodding to the affirmative. This is the money shot right here. It's got to hurry. Nice hit there, nice touch on a very young man. He's on the perfect line. Just a little punch out to the middle of the table somewhere. Not as much, too much angle. I drew that ball here too much. But he was solid on that, stayed down, good fundamentals. Six games to 1. That's still, we had a very, very talented, deep field here this weekend with a lot of really high-grade players on the grounds coming here from places like Delaware, Maryland, North Carolina, West Virginia. New York, yeah. Fingers and his buddy Michael Andrews, and it's going to be a very nice field, nice purse. It's I believe it's $2,000 to the first place winner, and state champion is something you never forget after the money's long gone. That's a nice touch. He might, I don't know if he probably get past the 9 and play the side pocket and play a skimmer. That's what he's going to do. It's natural to get to the 3. That's a tender shot right there. He's got to make sure that he hits this high. If he hits it even a touch low, he can run into the 6. perfect. A little straight on it, I think, but he can drop down underneath and shoot it down table. Or he's going to try to draw it. No, he's got to hurry. I might have gone forward to play the short side, but it was his shot, it wasn't mine. Safety is coming. Maybe behind the 9 or go all the way up and get distance. Two rails behind the 10, no, behind the 8 he's trying. Didn't get there. This is when you call timeout.
Let's congratulate Kathy Hall for a fifth place finish today. And she's going to present a round finish.
That's a good shot. Nah. This is definitely a test. I think we're going to have wind current examinations around the 9 ball. See if we got any cross currents blowing. A skew ball's going into the air, you understand, and you have to play the wind in here because it's always in a westerly wind.
Thank you for this. I'm trying to leave it behind the 2.
He might be out from here. Yeah, Graham, get in there. He was hooked by the 10. Very nice. Always nice when your buddy's pulling for you. Okay. You might have a look at this ball. And it froze for good measure. It even made it even easier. This is basically a gimme. Might have rolled down to the short. I can draw it. Mr. Wolford has mounted the precipice. In other words, he's on the hill. He's climbed the cliff. Now, this is where Graham, even if he's going to get beat, should play a couple good racks and hold some momentum for his next match, as it isn't over for him yet. He's got a layout. He has no reason not to exert himself a little here. See all his balls down in the middle of the table. That's a little less than I might have liked. Yeah. No, he got lucky. Maybe.
Any players looking to play in the second chance tournament, the cutoff will be exactly 11:30. Four players, we have four players who will be playing. If they get above 8 players, so we will use the 4 on those sides. If you play less than 8, we'll go 5-4, and it will be 9-ball. So 11:30 on the numbers, 11:30.
That's a good strong stroke. Now just take care of business. Graham Swinson's 2, Shane Wolford 7. Couple of real young guys. It's great to see. As Virginia is a real hotbed for pool. I've been the voice of the Action Pool Tour down here. This is my 8th season on the mic. It started here in the early 2013, and barring hospitalizations and other things, I've pretty much I've attended all of these just about. I've missed maybe one in 8 years. This young man has decent fundamentals. Don't like the cue ball going forward on the break shot though. It's a loss of power when you follow the ball. He dropped the elbow. That's a good shot from Graham, tied up to 3-4. He might have a rail firster at this ball. He might give it back. Well, he fired it wide, but he still made a little grodier looking. He might try to come back and clip the 9 off of this shot.
Take a new one, take counter, take number 13, please, 13. Congratulations to Excel on his 12th, 16th place finish here in 175. Great shoot there, Excel.
If he gets correct on this 6 ball, I might be reciting my litany. You know what that is? The condemned man ate a hearty meal. That's my litany. In other words, when somebody's getting ready to have their head drop in the basket, that's my stock refrain. He rolls this in, he's good. Should be. Nah. A lot of young guys, I can tell you, that they don't shoot over balls as good as the older players. He had bad technique with because this index finger kills your height. See, watch the difference here. Watch when I take and curl the index finger. See how the thumb came up in the air? Get more leverage. Because I played lots of straight pool in the 1960s, and we had to bridge over balls in a full rack game. And you young guys playing this 9 and 10 ball that they play these days are not asked to shoot over balls with nearly the frequency that we had to with the full pack games, the straight pool, one hole. Have it.
So before you got here, they had it was second or third game had Before you got here, they had a little situation where Graham was jacked up over a ball and he touched it going through with his stick. Shane gave us a foul, so Shane had ball hands. I guess it affected him. They said it affected something.
I think that this is only playing cue ball fouls, and if you hit the cue ball, that's if you hit an object ball and the object ball hit the cue ball or change path, the condemned man ate a hearty meal. I hear the tumbrils rolling. Those little horse-drawn chariots that took the aristocrats to the guillotine. Off with the heads. Shane Wolford takes down Mr. Graham Swinson in North Carolina 8-2. We'll be back in a few minutes, folks, for the next live stream match on the Action Pool Tour. Shane Wolford is guaranteed 5th, 6th in this event. Shouldn't. No, you don't demean yourself. There ain't any reason to demean yourself. That might be, but we thank Full Stroke Billiards Apparel in North Carolina for their coming on board with the Action Pool Tour, and they're offering a special to the folks that are watching this on the live video stream. 10% exclusive offer that anybody watching simply order 10% off during checkout and, at www.fullstrokebilliards.com. We also like to thank Dr. Dave Hunt and Haselman and Hunt Family Dentistry. Dave is an enthusiast. He's playing in this tournament and has a very, very good finish again. He's a very formidable player. And Dave has played this tour for years, and he's a sponsor. And this would be me, George Hammerbacher, voice of the